Well, hello everyone, welcome to F1 2016 on our Season 2 career mode. I am Love Spuds. Welcome to Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil for 26 degree heat in rain. It's going to be a soggy one today to start with, and then it should dry out as we progress through the race. Now, this is the penultimate round of this season. Jenson Button has a lot of work to do. He is currently 23 points behind Love Spuds in the championship. If Spuds can outscore Jenson by 3 points, Spuds will be the F1 2016 World Champion. But Button has been on a roll recently, apart from last time out in Mexico where both the McLarens fell off the podium. Spuds finished 4th, Button finished 5th. Button really did need to finish ahead of Spuds to make things easier on himself, but remember last year what happened between Spuds and Button around this circuit? It was a hell of a battle, the origins of the Battle of the Brits, which has played out all season this season, where Button took the win over Spuds in similar conditions. So we'll have to see what happens today. I'm completely talking over this qualifying lap here, but never mind, you can see how it's going as Spuds comes around to the final corner here and come up to the start-finish line. He's currently in 9th, Button has set provisional pole at 1:11.4. Spuds is currently nearly a second up on his best time, so we'll have to see what it comes up to. So he's about 2/10 down currently on Button's time there, who is in 3rd position. And I'm talking about Spuds, not Button. Let's have a look at the rows on the grid. 11th is Lewis Hamilton here. You can just see him being interviewed there. And there is the man, Jenson Button. 2 races left of his career and his last chance to secure a world title. Could he get his 2nd world title? Will it happen here? Will Spuds fall off the road? Will Spuds beat Button and claim the title for himself? Who knows? Spuds in 3rd there, just checking over the last minute preparations. And all he needs to do, if he just finishes ahead of Jenson in the top 3 or 4, then he'll be sorted. But let's have a look at the starting grid. Jenson Button and Max Verstappen on the front row. Ricciardo, Spuds on the 2nd row. 2 McLarens again split by the Red Bulls. And then we got Rosberg, Raikkonen, Bottas, Vettel, Felipe Massa and Perez round out the top 10. Hamilton in 11th, Hulkenberg, Verline and Haryanto in the Manners 13th and 14th. Toro Rosso's 15th and 16th. Nasser and Grosjean, Ericsson, Gutierrez, and then following up again is Palmer and Magnussen in the Renaults. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to the start of the race and see if one of these guys can be crowned champion today. 5 lights out and away we go. So Jenson gets a good start. Spuds not so good. He's got the Mercedes and the Williams crowding him on the outside, but he has got the inside line and he gets back ahead and just behind the 2 Red Bulls there of Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. But Jenson has got a clean getaway and he's already flying away up the track there. Looks like Spuds is going to make a move. There we go. This is Daniel Ricciardo. And he's gone up the inside, but he's gone way too wide, and he's got himself in all sorts of trouble, and with traction as well. You can see him sliding all over the place, and now he's under threat from the Williams there, who I believe is Valtteri Bottas, Mercedes driver for next season, confirmed. And then there we go, Spuds goes wide again, but comes back onto the track, nearly goes into Bottas, but he leaves him plenty of space to manoeuvre. Spuds is quite handy around this track in these conditions, but he just needs to get used to it. He needs to pull his finger out. As you can see, Button is trying to build a gap there, but the 2 Red Bulls keeping him honest, and then Spuds following up behind, and then the rest of the pack fighting amongst themselves from 5th downwards. So that's the first lap nearly out the way, and the rain will continue for a little while, but it will be drying up in about 8 or 9 laps time. So it will be a battle of strategy today, moreover than just the racing. Not sure that sentence made sense, but there you go. You see the two Red Bulls quite close to Jensen there. They're not letting him get away just yet. So Ricciardo up there in third. Verstappen currently has set the fastest lap as he chases after Jensen Button. Jensen Button really does need to win this race if he has any chance of overhauling that 23-point gap. And Spuds, all he needs to do, he just needs to finish in second in the next couple of races, or just behind Jensen to win the title. He's got a lot less work to do, but he's still got the pressure on him nonetheless, because any mistake will be very, very costly in these final 2 rounds of this season. So let's just see, what can Spuds do? It's coming around to the final sector now. Spuds is very close to the back of Daniel Ricciardo. He's going to go around the outside here. That's a very tricky place to overtake if he's going to try and do it there, especially in the wet, but he backs out of it. He's going to go for the cutback. He's going to get the inside line up the hill here, and he should be going side by side roundabout now. He's just gone past. Yep, there he goes. He's made the move stick after a decent cutback, and that's quite surprising considering how slippery it is that he managed to pull that off. So that's good. Good move there from Spuds. Let's see if he can hang on to that position. And next in line will be Verstappen. But let's see how quickly he can catch up to him as we're on board with Spuds now. And back on an outside shot. It's not over yet. Ricciardo will come back at Spuds, as Spuds has not got a fantastic exit out of turn 3 there. Yeah, what can he do? He's very, very close. He's going to try the inside line, but there's no room for him to put it up there yet. And Spuds holds on for now, but he's very, very close, so he's under pressure. So that means he's going to be defending and not going to be catching up to Verstappen, who is up front, down, up, should I say, up, down, left, right. He's up in second place ahead there, but he's caught up a little bit now as we move on a few laps. We're just going to get an outside view here. So the rain has stopped, so there should be a round of pit stops coming up roundabout now. Jensen is coming in, and he will be fitting a dry tyre. But so is Spuds. Spuds will be on the same lap. They're going to double stack them, and Verstappen is coming in behind Jensen as well, hoping to leapfrog him in the pits. But we'll see what happens here. The McLarens will double stack. That should be enough of a gap. You can see Jensen just pulling in there, and Spuds was just in shot there as Jensen goes for the soft tyres, and looks like, yep, Verstappen's got in front of Button, who comes out in second effectively, as Daniel Ricciardo has taken the lead of the race. He will be pitting next lap round. Red Bulls didn't want to double stack, but Jensen has gone for the soft tyres and Spuds has gone for the medium, so 2 different strategies here this afternoon. Spuds will be hoping that his tyres warm up enough that will give him enough grip to keep up with Jensen, but Jensen will be the faster car. His tyres will be warming up a bit quicker as well, but Spuds will be hoping that this traffic will hold him up enough so that the next pit stop he can maybe overtake. But let's just see what's going on. This is Vettel and Verstappen and Button all going in there. So Vettel pulled into the pits to fit his set of dry tyres, as he lost quite a bit of time there, I would think. And there comes the Red Bull. The Red Bull's coming out of the pits now, so that's Daniel Ricciardo coming out of the pits. So Verstappen's in the lead here. Looks like Button will make a move up the inside. Oh, he can't quite do it just yet. He was thinking about it. He's just showing to Max that he does exist. Max is on the hard set of tyres, so he should be going quite a long way on this set. But Button will have a lot more speed compared to him. Spuds has gone for the middle ground, the medium tyres. So Spuds will be looking for a balance between speed and durability. but we'll see what happens in the next round of pit stops. You can't quite see where Spuds is, but I think he got out in front of Daniel Ricciardo there. We'll have to check that if I can get a good view on it. Just see in the background there, I can see a dark car going down the hill. But it was definitely in front of a Red Bull there, so Ricciardo is out behind possibly a McLaren there. But Jensen is coming up on Verstappen. Ew, he's not going to try it up the inside. He's not quite that confident just yet. Let's just not forget the ground is still a little bit slippery for the dry tyres, but it is coming together now. The track is drying off, especially in this 26-degree heat. And Button goes up the inside, down to 4. Can he make a stick? Yep, that's absolutely fine. Looks like he may have made contact with Max Verstappen there, and then that's thrown his momentum off a little bit. So in the aerial shot of Button going around, you can see the gap after that overtake has increased dramatically there. So Button has got some nice clean air, and he should have gotten out of DRS range as well. So that's a very good move for Jensen here. No penalties either, so that's worked quite well in his favour, and Jensen is doing everything he possibly can do to keep the title race alive here today. And go flying up the hill once more, around 15. Start finish straight, and Jensen flies straight past in the lead of the Grand Prix. We're only on lap 14 at the moment, so we're not quite halfway yet, but it is a short lap, so halfway point will come around sooner than you will think. Lock up from Spuds there on the front right tyre as we went into that corner, but no real harm done. He is on some decent speed. I think at some point Ricciardo has got past Spuds as well. Either that or he already was in front and it was a different car I was looking at earlier. But we're back on with Jensen here. And he comes into the pits for his third set of tyres. It's from the intermediates to the softs, and what's he going to go for now? As the Red Bull goes past and takes the lead. He's going to go for the medium tyres, so I think he'll carry those through to the end of the race, but we shall see. And that means Spuds would have gotten ahead of Jensen for the first time in this race. Okay, and I think that very well could be Verstappen in the lead as well. So yeah, so Verstappen takes the lead, Ricciardo second. So the Red Bulls are 1 and 2 currently, but they are both on the hard set of tyres. We think they will have to stop again this afternoon, but they may very well go for the soft tyres after this. Who knows? I think that might be the plan, to keep the McLarens on their toes, but at present Spuds is ahead of Button. But Spuds will need to stop again, and I think Button will as well, but that was a bit wide there from Spuds going around Junsal there. And it does look like Spuds may be coming in this lap. Let's just have a look. Yes, he is coming in. And what tyres is he going to go for? Daring to go to the line on the pit limiter there as Button goes through to take third place. What's he going to go for? He's going to go for another set of the mediums, or no, it's another set of tyres, but it's going to be the hard set of tyres this afternoon. It's going to carry him through to the finish. Bit of a strange strategy. He may have gotten away with having another medium set, but he thinks these hards will take him through to the end on good durability there. Whacking the wall again as he did last time he came out in pits, and he comes out in front of Perez in the Force India there. So it should have come out in 4th position. Yes, he has. So Spuds has got some work to do. He just needs to keep the laps consistent, and hopefully he won't lose too much time on Button. But Button's got it all to play for. The 2 Red Bulls up front still need to stop again, and I would think that Button is catching up to both Bulls, whether that be Max or Daniel. And he'll be looking to leapfrog them in the pit stops when they go for their turn. So Spuds is 17 seconds behind Button as we go on board with Daniel Ricciardo, who's coming into the pits now. Let's see what tyres he goes for. He's currently on the hard tyres. He's going to go for the softs or the mediums. Let's just have a look. He's going to go for another set of hards. He's going to go for another set of hards. That's an interesting choice. Interesting choice. He's going to sacrifice some speed as Verstappen goes through and takes the lead. There he goes, going through the centre S's just now. Around turn 3 as Daniel Ricciardo exits the pits to rejoin in second position. It does look like Button has gotten past as well. So, Button has taken the lead during the pit stop phase of the Red Bulls there. Now it's now Jensen's turn to pit. He shouldn't actually be that far up the road from the Red Bulls, so see what he goes for. That's a Toro Rosso just behind there in a chasing group that he must have lapped. Just a rear view there as Jensen flies down the pit entrance and slams on the brakes for the pit limiter. And let's see what tyres he goes for. So he's currently on the mediums. He's going to go for another set of mediums as opposed to Spuds' hard tyres. So the length of time that Spuds has been on the hard tyres, this should even out their speed by the end of this race. But where is Spuds compared to Button? Oh no, there is Spuds. I think that's him coming round turn 3 right about now. Yep, there we are. You see them both in shot there. Spuds not quite fast enough on those hard tyres to be in front of Jensen there. So Jensen gets out in front of Spuds exactly where he needs to be. And Spuds will be ruining that at the moment. And he'll be trying everything in his power just to get in front of Jensen. If he can just do that, if he can just get ahead of Jensen, that's his goal today. If he gets ahead of him, he will win the title. But it does look like Jensen is faster. 3 seconds up the road now, nearly 4 seconds as we're on lap 30 of 36. A pretty uneventful midsection of the race, granted, but it's all about the pit stops, and Button sets the fastest lap. He's on a roll. He's going to fly after Verstappen, who's actually gone into the pits. So Verstappen has pitted. He has gone for the soft tyres. He'll be very racy on low fuel, especially against Spuds' hard tyres. So Spuds will come under pressure in the last section of the race here. The last 5 laps. The last 6, yeah, 5 and a bit laps. So he'll be hoping that Verstappen gets caught up in traffic. At the meantime, he'll also be hoping that Button's tyres will be coming to the end of their life and also get held up in traffic. As you can see on the track map there, where the yellow circle is, where Spuds is coming round. Here we go, on board. Well, we're not on board, but we're looking at Button here, coming behind the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso. The Toro Rosso will probably, most likely, get in the McLaren's way if he can help it, to protect the sister team. There we go, but Button will have plenty of speed as the Toro Rosso peels into the pits. Using his slipstream and DRS, he should be able to catch up on Daniel Ricciardo here, and this is the battle for the lead of the race. Daniel Ricciardo currently leading the race. Verstappen went into the pits to pit for a set of soft tyres, hoping they'll be very racy, that he can overtake everyone by the end of the race, but it's probably not going to happen as Button goes for the inside on turn 4, side by side as they go around and down the hill. Button puts his car in front and he takes the first place away from Daniel Ricciardo, who won last time out in Mexico. He has got 3 wins under his belt, but today his 4th win may be a little bit out of reach if Button, should I say, can help it. So just on board with Spuds here. He is 1.9 seconds up the road from Ricciardo. Button has made a gap. Button's going across the start-finish line into turn 1 just about now, so you can see how much faster Button is. He's actually 4 seconds ahead of Ricciardo. So, unfortunately, for Spuds. That means he cannot win the title here today. It will go on for another round in Abu Dhabi. It'll come down to the wire, and I did predict it would happen. I'm not surprised. But it's coming down to the wire next time out. Unless Jensen falls off the road, then he has to wait till next time to get a crack at the shot. Crack at the shot? Yeah, that works, doesn't it? A crack at the title. So we're just on board with Verstappen here, who's catching up to Spuds quite considerably on his soft tyres. Can Verstappen actually get up to second place here? Because Verstappen has come up behind Spuds in third and Ricciardo in second there. You can see just ahead, the McLaren getting ahead of the Williams there, trying all he can. He's gone a bit wide on the last corner there, Spuds has, but unfortunately it's not quite enough for the Williams to take advantage of that again. So Verstappen has come up right behind the Manor here. The Williams going really wide. Looks like he was going to the pits there, but he came back onto the track. He's trying to make a move on Spuds up the inside, but Spuds goes wide, locks up a little bit on the front left, but he has made it around the corner, no bother. He may still be under pressure from the Williams coming up to the final run of corner 4 here, but the Williams got out of the way of Verstappen and has made Verstappen go slightly wide there, but he has got a great run out of that corner and is really up to the gearbox of Spuds now as we come up into the mid section of the lap here. Coming round turn 8, Spuds locks up the inside right, and Spuds is hanging on there. Let's just make sure he keeps it clean in the final sector. But here we are. Here is the man of the day. Jenson Button has kept this title race alive. He's done everything he needs to do to have that one last shot at the title. Jenson Button comes through to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Well done, that man. And we're back on board with Verstappen. Can he make it past Spuds at the final run to the line? No, he can't. Just by a few hundredths of a second there. Spuds holds on to that final podium slot in third position. So Button wins, Daniel Ricciardo second, and Spuds finishes third. That now means we are down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. The gap is 13 points. All Spuds has to do is finish on the podium. If Jensen wins next time out, all he has to do is finish on the podium. There's so many permutations here, we'll get into that next time. But for now, Jensen is the winner. 25 glorious points for him. And another shot at a title. In his final race of his F1 career, Jenson Button will be going up against Love Spuds for the title in F1 2016. So there we are, there's confirmation of the gap. 13 points, and then Daniel Ricciardo is safe, completely safe in third position there. And there's the rest of the standings as we move down the order. Kevin Magnussen has managed to get ahead of Gutierrez there. So let's have a look at the constructors. McLaren Honda very much on top, as is confirmed a few races ago. Red Bull confirmed in second place as well, and Mercedes confirmed third. It'll only be the lower down teams that will have any chance of leapfrogging each other now, but that is mostly how it's going to end this season. So there we go, victorious Button on the top step today. Well done to everyone, especially Jensen. And I'll see you next time for the finale in Abu Dhabi. See you then.